Stop in today at your Wrightsville, Silverton, or Adrian Jet food stores for breakfast made fresh daily. The best breakfast biscuits and breakfast platters around. Join us for lunch with fresh chicken, pork chops, fried fish, fresh vegetables, as well as a daily manager special from chicken pot pies, meatloaf, and beef tips and rice. Hungry yet? Hurry into your Jet food store today, and don't forget to call ahead and we'll have your favorite Hunt's Brothers pizza made to order. Come to your hometown Jet Deli today.
Welcome everyone. I'm glad to have with me today Erica Harden, a brand new president here. You've been on the job, I guess, about 90 days.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I started in February 1st.
So we're about 90 days here. My first interview with you, and first of all, I know you're very busy, but I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
I always love talking about the college. So
yeah, absolutely. We're going to talk about it today. I want to start out first of all, because one thing has always impressed me about Oconee Fall Line is the faculty and the staff. Let's start out. I want to brag on them a little bit.
Okay, wonderful. We have over 300 faculty and staff at Oconee Fall Line, and I think they're some of the best in the state. They really care about our students. They have a caring attitude. They want to see all of our students be successful, whether it's a GED student or a credit student. And they care about the quality of the education because they realize that they're preparing these students for our workforce. If they're preparing a nurse, they're preparing them to work on their family members, our family members. If we're preparing a commercial truck driving student, we want them to be safe on the roads. And so they do really care about what we're producing in our graduates.
And one thing stands out to me, and I think makes Oconee Fall Line stand out above other colleges and universities, is instructors with industry experience. I think that says a lot, and it's got to be good for the students.
Correct. All of our faculty who work in our occupational programs have industry experience. They come from industry, so they can turn around and actually tell a student, I know what I'm talking about. I've done this job, and this is what's going to be required for you on the job.
And another thing, and through the years, I think I've visited about every, I don't know if all 100 or so degrees that you offer, but a good part of them. And I always come in and I feel like it's a very caring environment. Would you agree or disagree?
I do. That's something we really promote. And I have to say my predecessor, Dr. Horden, that was his byline. We want a culture of caring. We may be the smallest technical college in the state, but you will know when you came here that you were cared about, that we spent time with you, that we wanted you to have a good experience.
What is the actual mission of this school?
The mission is workforce development. We serve 11 counties. We have a very large service area. It's very rural. It's also very poor, but our main focus is workforce development. And I think that's a mission for me as a president, is that when people say workforce development, it's synonymous with Oconee Fall Line.
When you sit down, when you first found out you were going to get the job, and just like anybody, we sit down and we start listing those goals and things we want to accomplish. What was at the top of that list as far as goals?
Well, first of all, I've been in technical education for 30 years. 30 years. When I graduated from the University of Georgia, I started working at Southeastern Technical College. And then I worked at Aiken Tech, and I was at Sandersville Technical College, and when we merged in 2011, it became Oconee Fall Line. So I have been in technical education longer than I've been a wife or that I've been a mother. So it's really my life's work. So what's important to me, and my number one goal, was to continue with that culture of caring, but also to grow our enrollment. And that it's not just about the numbers. It's about if more students are exposed to what we do, then we can grow our workforce. They're going to have a better quality of life. We can help rural Georgia and the poverty in rural Georgia. And that's really my goal for the college.
As I look around this sprawling campus, when I look at the Stewart building all the way across to the Louis Livingston building, and I want to pause here and say just about every time I'm here on the campus, I look at this building we're in here from the outside, and I think about my dear friend, Mr. Louis and Miss Evelyn Livingston, and of course now Claire and Lisa have carried on, and their mom and dad would be proud. There's no doubt about it.
And Catherine serves on our foundation. Okay, so she's the president of our foundation.
And we're going to talk about the foundation in a few minutes, but what Mr. Louie and Miss Evelyn did for this community. And I remember before Heart of Georgia Technical even started, he was sitting with me one day and said, James, I said, why do we need a technical school? He said, everybody don't need to go to a university or a college. We need HVAC people, and we need diesel mechanics, and we need all these other things. And when he's been gone, or they've been gone 100 years, what they did for this community will still be carrying on.
That's right. Yeah, it's a beautiful building, and of course when I walk in to go up to my office, I see his portrait in the building. And it means so much to me that a community member said, I'm going to make a difference, and I'm going to continue to make a difference with the legacy of my family and what we can do here. And I think we're doing that. The Allied Health building, which is the Louis Livingston building, we're growing in our Allied Health program. We're just adding a new sonography program. We've just added a digital rad tech equipment, so we're up to date with everything in our hospitals at Fairview. We have over 90 students in our rad tech program, and that's just one example. Our respiratory program has been exalted by their accreditation agency 4 years in a row for excellence in graduation rate and licensure rate, and also our practical nursing program, which really underpins a lot of the things we do here. So pharmacy tech, EMT, I'm proud of all of our allied health programs, in addition to those programs in the Stewart building.
Graduation rate, and that's something Mr. Louie, 3 days before he passed away, I was at his house, and he told me, he said, James, he said, I won't be around much longer, but please don't ever stop helping our kids. I want you to stay in the schools. I want you to encourage our kids to graduate. What is Oconee Fall Line doing to make sure your students graduate, but also our students at the 4 high schools here in the county and beyond the county, but mainly right here in Lawrence County because dual enrollment and things like that. But what are you doing to make sure we raise that bar?
Well, the first thing we do at the technical college for our students is, again, goes back to caring about each student. We have a retention specialist who works with our students. If they're having trouble with transportation or child care or funding, we have emergency funds that are available for students. Sometimes just being able to pay their light bill means they can't come to school. And so we look at those opportunities. But dual enrollment, to me, if a student in high school gets on the pathway, something they're really passionate about, and they may not be the top scholar, but they're great with their hands, and they are got a great aptitude for Kevin Livingston's program, HVAC, or machine tool technology, precision manufacturing, then they get it. And the graduation rate for students who go through dual enrollment is about 100%, because they get it finally, and they realize I can do something and I can be successful. Yeah,
and the skills program and things like, and one of my favorite things, other than like Tools Foundation and graduation, we'll mention in a minute, but when we have all the high school kids out every year, I don't remember what time of the year it is, but they come in and
January, February.
You got some over here laying brick, and you got some over here wiring a makeshift house and things like that. These are high school kids. I can only, and I graduated 42 years ago from high school, and I think, what if they had offered that? Dual enrollment, or even if you don't want to lay brick for a living, wouldn't it be nice to know that?
Right, exactly.
To do your own things through the years, for yourself or help your neighbor or things like that. But that is a wonderful program.
It is, and it's very much needed. We get calls every day for people in diesel equipment technology or precision manufacturing, industrial maintenance. And I want to encourage people to embrace that. For so many years, and I've said I've been in it for 30 years, we've been I forgot that you could do that, or it's the best kept secret in Georgia. It shouldn't be the best kept secret in Georgia. It's the best thing in Georgia to me, the fact that you can have that opportunity. It doesn't mean that you don't go to a four-year school. Maybe you come here and dual enrollment, you do your nurse aid, you figure out, I do like working with people. Then you go on and get a BSN. That's fine, but give people the opportunity to explore what they want to do. And I think as parents, sometimes we make the mistake to say, you're not successful unless you go to the University of Georgia or Georgia Tech or Georgia College. All wonderful institutions. I love the Bulldogs just as much as the next person. But it doesn't mean that if you go to a technical college, you're not successful.
Right. Okay. We got to take a commercial
Okay.
break. Y'all stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Perry Williamson. We've been serving the Dublin Lawrence community for over 90 years here at Williamson's Bakery. We specialize in donuts, cakes, pies, cupcakes, cookies, birthday cakes. They're our business, not a hobby. And don't forget our large selection of cheese straws. For special orders, contact us on Facebook, Instagram, or better yet, just come get you some. When you stop by, be sure to try our all-new Pig in the Blankets. We have bacon, sausage, and chicken. We're located at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, Dublin, Georgia. For the hot, freshest donuts, come to Williamson's Bakery. We proudly support our area athletics.
Welcome back, everybody. Continuing my conversation with Erica Harden, president here at Oconee Fall Line Technical College. We mentioned the foundation a few minutes ago. This community is so important to the foundation. It does wonderful work, but I think my numbers are correct, but I was looking at community involvement, and I saw where there were 60 corporate sponsors, 115 individuals, and about 10 in kind. In fiscal year 2018, it was about $115,000 that this community gave to that foundation, which is so important. We mentioned the Tools Foundation. We do that once a year. I know this past year, 16 people were given the tools of their trade, and I'm talking about some of it, especially those mechanics and technicians and all. That's some high dollar tools there, but let's talk about the foundation and how that's important to the overall goals.
Foundation is very important to the college for a number of reasons. One, obviously, the funding that they give us for the tools program, for scholarships for students who could not come to school without that funding, but also their influence in the community. They're the people in our community who go out and say, you need to support this college, not only with your money, but with your influence. For example, we're trying to get our Stewart building updated. It's about a $14 million project, capital outlay project. It's been the #1 project for the college for 10 years. And so I'm using our foundation to say, I love your money, give your money, but also I want your influence.
Yep.
Talk it up. We need to renovate the Stewart building. It was built in '83, and it's time for an upgrade for our trades and industrial area. So they do all of that, and they're a wonderful asset to the college and very much needed.
I hope y'all heard that. We may rewind that part there, but we need your help. We need your community support. There's all kind of ways to help. It is financial, but it's also people like Texas Freight donated a truck.
They did.
Fairview Park Hospital, Don and the staff there have did so many things to support this, whether it be beds or over in the Allied Nursing Program or equipment or
books.
And I was at the hospital the other day. It makes me feel so good when I was having some tests run the other day, and I looked up and Chris Kersey is waving at me, a product of this school. Now he's over the whole radiology department over at Fairview Park Hospital and the Diagnostic Center. That is a wonderful feeling to see these people spread out apart in our community.
It is. And GEICO's also been a great sponsor for our Farm Tech program. It's wonderful when I see our graduates being hired locally. And that's really goes back to workforce development and what it's all about, is that, and we want them to stay in our community. And that's the great thing about technical colleges. Is typically if they come here, they're going to want to stay in the community and give back, not just in terms of the workforce development, but in terms of civic opportunities and other things. And that's what we need to grow.
Explain to people watching, when you say workforce development with business and industry and customized training, professional certification, things like that, how can you team up with the community, industry, business to make them more successful?
Several ways, and I'll talk about current industry that we have here. We offer a number, almost anything you can imagine we can do through our customized business and industry services, whether it's OSHA training, forklift safety training, mine safety training, but also computer skills, leadership skills, management skills. If there's something particular that's proprietary for that industry and they just need a little brush up, we'll find the people to do that for them. In addition, as the Industrial Development Authority is looking for new industry to come in, we partner with them to talk to prospects, to show what's available on the credit side of the house and the non-credit side of the house, to help entice industries to come to our area.
Well, Valmera Glass is a great example. Look at the work that went into it. Y'all were a great part of them even coming here. And I know traveling back and forth to...
They made 3 trips to Latvia. They did.
That's quite dedication.
There were about over 400 people who were trained through the program, and it was really something very unique that the college has never done, because we use business and industry services, but we really used our credit faculty in our trades and industrial area to train and to actually write some of the curriculum that had never been written to train those employees.
Before we go, what's the most fun thing about your job?
Graduation. And we just had graduation
That's
tonight.
Right. That's right.
And to see those students walk across the stage, sometimes particularly the GED graduates, it's the first time ever. They've never had an opportunity for somebody to celebrate them. And just to see the smiles on their face, sometimes I'll give them a hug, because I've known the student and I've known what they've gone through to get to that point. Yeah. And by far, I guarantee that our faculty and staff say the best night at OFTC is graduation.
I want to take it a step further. In speaking of GED graduates, I love a couple years later when I saw that GED graduate 2 years ago, and now they're walking across the stage getting a degree in criminal justice or pharmacy tech or cosmetology, whatever it might be. But that shows that you can go through the steps, and Oconee Fall Line will guide you through it.
Exactly. In fact, we have an instructor, and she was our instructor of the year, but she was a GED graduate. She went back through a technical college radiologic technology program. She went on to get her master's degree, and now she's teaching for us.
Wow.
So you can go anywhere from here.
What a great testimony. Erica, I appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you. It was great.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Y'all stay with us. We got more to come. We'll be back right after this.
So what makes OFTC a top choice for college? Here's why. You get hands-on training, and OFTC instructors have years of industry experience. You see, when you have access to that kind of knowledge, it makes a difference. And with financial aid, grants, and scholarships, OFTC is affordable. You can step into your new career debt-free. Think differently about college and make Oconee Fall Line Technical College your top choice. OFTC is an equal opportunity institution.
Welcome back, everybody. I have with me now Michelle Strickland. She is the Vice President of Academic Affairs, and this is our first time also, isn't it?
It is. Before I was Vice President, I was Dean of Academic Affairs for our Arts and Sciences and Business Services and Distance Education programs. So now I'm in the role of Vice President of Academic Affairs, and began that in February when President Hardin began her leadership. So I'm very excited to be here and excited to be in my new position.
Good. Well, let's start out. I want to talk about SACS accreditation. Why is that important, and what is the purpose of it?
Okay, SACS COC accreditation is the accreditation that is awarded to colleges and universities to prove that everyone meets a basic set of academic rigor. So when the college attained our SACS COC accreditation in 2016, that put us on the same level playing field with major universities and colleges within the state, which allows our students to transfer credits to those other colleges and universities, and allows us to work out articulation agreements with those institutions as well. So it opened the door for our students, which is our primary concern, to prepare those students for whatever their future holds, whether it is advancing in their educational experience or going straight into the workforce.
You was listening to Eric and I a few moments ago. We touched on dual enrollment, but I want to get a little deeper in it. Why is that important for Oconee Fall Line to be a part of it? I know the other schools in town, Middle Georgia and GMC, are both involved in it, but why is that important to Oconee Fall Line?
Dual enrollment allows us to get high school students on our campus. And if we can get those students on our campus, they see the culture of caring President Hardin referred to, but they also see career fields that they may have never thought possible, or may not have understood what those career fields entail and how they can stay in Lawrence County or in Telfair County or Wheeler County or Wilkinson or any of our other counties and be a contributing factor to the workforce in that area. So certainly they see our program areas, but they also get a jump start. Most high schoolers you know, when you talk to a teenager, the first thing they say is, I'm so ready to get out of school and be in the real world. And they have no idea what the real world entails,
Amen
but
to
they
that.
are ready to move on, ready to get something accomplished and be done with school. So starting as a high school student to attain those college credits puts them on that path. So those students come in excited to be doing something for their futures. They come in ready to learn, and they can pursue something in which they really have an interest, rather than staying at the high school and taking another elective because that's all I can take, or another course just because I have to have it to graduate. They can start to see a purpose to their education and can really plan for their futures. For students who want to go on to a four-year university, as President Harden stated, we certainly encourage that as well. Students can begin here, get a taste of that career field, possibly work summer jobs in that career field. If they finish certified nurse assisting, they could work at a facility. It looks great on their resume to compete for that BSN program. Looks great as they move through their process. But additionally, students who come to us for our dual enrollment general education courses have a benefit in that we have a one-to-one course articulation agreement for those general education courses, which means if you take English 1101 with Oconee Fall Line, University of Georgia will give you credit for English 1101. You don't have to complete an associate's degree. It is a one-for-one course transfer. So we have that kind of transfer agreement with all of the university system of Georgia. We have 28 courses that transfer one-for-one to them. And we also have that kind of agreement with the Georgia Independent College Association, which has members of all of the private colleges within the state. And with them, we have about 30 general core courses articulated one-for-one, as well as 10 occupational courses that are articulated one-for-one. So the win for students is you get to get started.
Yeah.
You get to head toward your future. The win for parents, you're saving a lot of money on college tuition and fees
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
as they take those courses while they're still in high school.
Yeah, and I hate to burst your bubble, but education never stops. Just because you get out of school or college, I'm almost 60, and you never stop learning. You should never want to ever stop
Right.
learning at some degree. But there's so many degrees and programs out here. I mentioned a while ago, I believe over 100 right now. But are there any new programs on the horizon?
We do have some new programs on the horizon. As President Harden mentioned, we are adding Diagnostic Medical Sonography, which will be a sonography associate degree program on the Dublin campus. So we already have students who are taking core classes for that program, and then will begin their sonography program next fall. We are also working with local industry in Lawrence County to begin a construction management program on the Dublin campus. So we're very excited about those. In the last year, we began a cybersecurity program on all of our campuses. Every day when you watch the news, someone has been hacked, there's been a data breach. So the cybersecurity program trains students to be able to address those situations and get jobs in a variety of occupations, from banking, finance, institutions, all the way to the Cyber Command Center, which has just been located in Augusta, Georgia, not very far down the road from any of our campuses.
Yeah, it's been about a year or so I was out, and we were talking about the new bridge program that was coming up. Where do we stand there?
Our ADM Bridge program is up and going on the Sandersville campus. We have 40 students who will graduate from that program and receive their pins in August. So we are so excited for that upcoming graduation as well. And we are already doing the competitive process for next year's class to start in August. So we have a huge interest in that program. That program actually allows students who have completed their practical nursing diploma or their emergency medical diploma and have a year work experience to come in and complete the remaining core they need, but then they only come to campus one day a week to complete the RN program. So they graduate with an associate degree in nursing and are eligible to sit for the NCLEX exam for their RN license and be an RN. And if they really love pursuing that education, we now have an articulation agreement with East Georgia College, where those students can move right on into a BSN program at East Georgia. So we're so excited about expanding those opportunities for those nursing students.
Yeah, and don't have to travel far at all.
They do not have to travel far at all.
That's wonderful news. Online degrees, how's the growth there? And one thing I hear, especially right here lately, about online degrees, do employers respect an online degree just like if you went into a school?
Right. The benefit we have with online programs is that although the courses may all be online, the instructors are on our campuses. We don't use instructors that are 3,000 miles away. They are sitting in Sandersville or in Dublin and can meet with students outside of class, can help students, can assist them. Our instructors use video technology called Collaborate Ultra, where they can have a live conversation with the student and walk the student through course materials or deliver instruction that way. So we sacrifice nothing when our students take an online program. Our online course syllabus, our online expectations match identical to those who are coming on campus and doing the program face-to-face with us. So we have not seen any impact with employers not respecting the fact that our students took online. For many of our students, if they were not able to complete that degree online, they would not be able to complete a college degree. So the flexibility that's offered for students with families or who must work a full-time job far outweighs the downside of, do I really want to take an online class? They are advancing their education, they are earning those degrees, and they are getting great paying jobs in our local areas.
And speaking of flexibility, the majority of your students here are part-time, so there's really no excuse because you're very flexible. We can work a schedule out, whether you want to get a degree, come back and learn, you've lost a job, the industry closed where you were. There's really no excuse not to get an education.
There's not. We have technical certificates of credit. Many of those can be completed in one semester. So you're in, you're out in a semester. You have an industry credential where you can get hired, such as our commercial truck driving program. That program takes under 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And you can have your commercial truck driving license, and advertisements now for truck drivers are everywhere, and they're great paying jobs.
Good money.
Good money in truck driving.
and most, and not only truck driving, but most fields of study out here, you pretty well got a job when you graduate, because that's the good thing about those instructors. They have connections, they have contacts, and the majority of the students they're going to work.
They are going to work, whether they finish a technical certificate, a diploma, or our associate degree. Our instructors are meeting with industry and getting them ready to transition into those roles as soon as they finish their coursework with us, which is great. Yesterday we had a tour with Lawrence County system school leadership people, and each instructor was bragging on his job placement rate, and standing there listening to the instructors talk, it was such a rewarding experience because you could see the passion not only for teaching the students, but getting the students established on a chosen career path. Yeah. So that's the goal of technical education.
Yeah, and that's exciting. If you're watching and you hear that, you need to come out and visit the school, take a tour, get connected, because we can find, and you say, well, I don't know what I want to do. Hey, we can help you with that too, because you can find that niche, because we're all different. But lastly, when it comes to academics, where do you see the school in 5, 10 years?
In 5 to 10 years, we would love to see an expansion of services that we have, see programs that are continuing to win national and state recognition, to see our workforce in the area changing, so that we're having to add new programs to meet those workforce needs as industries are recruited into our communities. I see the college thriving. We have a wonderful set of instructors. We have a wonderful staff here. We truly care about each community in which we work. We visit all 11 counties. We go to each campus, and our students are important. Our students aren't a number. They are truly someone we know, we recognize, and we love seeing that impact we can have.
Yeah. Thank you so much for talking with me. Thank you for your passion. And more than anything, thank you for what you do for our community and for these kids that come through here. And some of them not kids anymore, but for the students that come through here. Oconee Fall Line is making a difference in the lives of our citizens, and I appreciate that.
Thank you so much, James.
Okay, Michelle. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, I'm Matt Sapp, inviting you to come see us at Dexter Meat Company. Our fresh cut meats include cube steak, stew beef, chuck roast, chuck high steak, ground beef, ground chuck, and if you love steaks, you'll really love our New York strip, T-bone, and our ribeye and choice or prime cuts. And our marinated steaks have a distinctive taste that you'll be sure to love. We invite all our neighbors to come see us for the freshest cut of meat. Remember, we cater to. Call ahead and we'll have it fixed for you. Monday through Friday, 10 to 7, Saturday, 8 to 6.
Welcome back, everybody. I have with me now. I can't say that Dr. Adams, this is your first time, because this is Dr. Sakitha Adams. She is the Vice President of Student Affairs. We actually sat down last year and talked about the Career Expo.
Yes.
And we had such a good time. We had to get back together.
We did. I miss you.
Yeah, well, I definitely miss you. And if you're watching, you better get you something to drink, because we're going to be here a while. Because when me and Dr. Adams start talking, we get excited about Oconee Fall Line Technical College. I know you've been here for about 25 years. It's coming up December.
Yes.
And we were talking off camera a moment ago, adding up Erica, Michelle, and you. Y'all are looking at about 70 years of experience in the technical school system just with 3 people. So if you add up all those employees Erica talked about a while ago, my goodness, there's no telling the experience that we have at Oconee Fall Line.
That's all right. That's all right.
And I know that you have fun.
I do.
And the kids love you. And you was reading my notes a while ago. See, she cheated. I always have notes off the side of the camera here. I'll just go ahead and share it with everybody. But you was looking at my notes.
Yes.
And you saw I've been talking to students, huh?
Yes. And I was like, oh, my God.
So why do the kids want to come to you? Because I know talking to some of the students and around campus, they bypass other people to come and talk to you, because I know why. First of all, you have a passion for their learning and for their success. But what would you say the reason they want to come to you?
The first thing is they know I care.
Yeah.
They know I'm going to be real with them. They know that whatever I say, I'm going to do it. And they can come to me for anything. They come to me for personal, academically, economically, anything in their life, whatever is going on, they're going to come to Miss Sakitha, and I help them.
And those are wonderful traits. And one thing, and I've never shared this with Dr. Adams, but the first time we met, she's wondering what I'm about to say, but the first time we met, I felt, and this is a rare trait with people these days, but I felt a certain spirit about you, and I could tell and can tell that your faith is very important to you.
Yes, very.
And that's where those traits come from. Saying what you do, doing what you say, being honest with people. Even sometimes it may hurt a little bit, but it's better to have that truth, isn't it, than to deceive them and then you're just setting them up for failure.
Right. And they want you to be honest.
Yeah.
If you're honest with the student, they're going to do whatever you ask of them. They're going to go above and beyond of what you even require of them. And that's what I love about OFTC and having the opportunity to talk to the students here. But not only here, when I'm out in the community, I just start talking to them. I'm like, what are you doing? I would love for you to be a part of OFTC. And so they're like, well, I want to come see you. I'm like, yes, please do. And they do come, and I make time. It doesn't matter what my title is. If I say come see me, I want you to come, and I'm going to give you that time, and I'm going to show you how passionate I am about your education, your future, and how we're going to make the community better.
So when you're out in the community and you see those students that have graduated and they're successful and they're loving what they do, how does that make you feel?
That's my baby.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
look at the product. Look at what we have done.
That's what it's all about.
Yes. I love for a student to come in my office and they say, well, Mr. Keitha, what do I need to do for you? I said, you have done it. You are successful.
Yeah.
You are productive. And can I share this story here? I just had 2 of my students to send me invitations to their wedding. And they are successful. And I'm like, they said, you have a front row seat. We want you there.
Yeah.
How many students do you see that do that?
Yeah.
I mean, that they are inviting me into their personal life now, and they want me to be a part of their wedding. I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to be there, and I will be there.
Well, you go to your children's weddings.
Yes, you know, like, and to say I get to sit on the front row, I'm like, yes. I'm like, what outfit I need to wear?
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
you're always dressed like $1 million, so you got that part down. But you heard me a while ago, I think Erica Michelle won, but I was talking about seeing Chris Kersey the other day, a product of this school.
That's right.
But the footprint of Oconee Fall Line is everywhere we go. No matter where you go, the hospital or the doctor's office or no, I don't really go get my hair cut anymore, but if you cosmetology, graduates of Oconee Fall Line own their own businesses now,
Yes.
entrepreneurs.
Yes.
The footprint is everywhere, isn't it?
Yes. And like you said, they own their own business,
Yeah.
and we are supporting them. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You know, another thing I heard about you is you always go to bat for them.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I will fight to the end. If a student needs my help, I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I'm going to make sure their tuition is paid for. I'm going to make sure they have books. I'm going to make sure they have food to eat. I'm going to make sure they have gas to come to school.
Yeah.
That's just who I am. And I do that with all my students. And that's what I love, because I know they're going to come back. They're going to be the 2 that just have invited me to their wedding.
Yeah.
So I know that's what's going to happen. I'm giving them an investment. I'm investing in the students. And then we're going to get the return of the investment.
Yeah. And you mentioned the food and the gas and things like that. It's tough. When you're trying to get that education. I was just reading USA Today this week about homelessness among college kids.
That's right.
I was reading stories that are heartbreaking, where kids are sleeping in their cars while they get an education. What a commitment, first of all.
That's right.
Most people to give up and got on some type of government aid or whatever, but these people
They determined, and they want it.
they want it.
They want it. And do you know, you cannot focus if you're hungry.
No.
So I'm going to make sure the student can focus in class. And we all should do that, because we can't focus if we're not.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's an investment. I don't want any of my students to be here and I know that they're hungry and I can't do anything about it.
One major investment the school has made, and that's on adult education. You heard us talking about GEDs a while ago. Adult education is so important. Let's talk about that program a minute. And even we can assist them with rides back and forth to the school, whether it be to pay for a taxi or whatever it might be, public transportation. But we can help you get started. If for some people can't graduate for all kind of reasons. They had to help a elderly parent or their dad got in a wreck. We know all these stories. So things happen.
Yeah.
Life is
Life
real.
happens. Yeah.
Yes, it's real. Let's talk about adult education. How can OFTC help?
Oh, wow. Now, See, you know a little about me because that's my passion, adult education, because I actually started teaching. That was my first job here at Oconee Fall Line. I taught adult ed for 7 years. And, oh God, that's my love. And we can help anybody
Yeah.
that need their GED. We have a great dean that has that same passion for the students. They can come in and take the placement exam, and if they are prepared early, they can go ahead and take the GED exam. We have scholarships that help them pay for that. So we try to eliminate every barrier that a student come in with, especially in adult education, because you know how hard it is for a student to come in and say, I didn't graduate from high school. That's hard.
Yeah.
And when they come in, we're going to take them by the hand and we're going to say, look, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a part of our family.
Yeah. And if you're watching right now, you heard Dr. Adams, don't let that be a barrier. Yes, it's hard, but people here at Oconee Fall Line, you just heard, just come in.
Yes.
And let's take them by the hand and let's solve this problem. It's not a big deal. It happened. It's over with now. But let's get that degree. And you heard me a while ago, and I got to know, and I know how you feel when you sit out there at graduation and see someone that got their GED 2 or 3 years ago, and now they're walking across that stage and they got that degree in criminal justice. This got to make you feel proud.
Oh, yes. A proud mother. Matter of fact, I'm so excited because we are having graduation tonight.
Yeah.
And I have one student that have completed their GED, and now they have transitioned into the credit side of the college. And I'm so excited for this student because the student came in with a lot of barriers.
Yeah.
And today, this student is driving, have their own car, working, and attending school. I mean, they're on top of the world. And I cannot wait to see this student cross the stage tonight.
Someone else with those barriers are our military students.
Yes.
People coming back from Iraq or Afghanistan or some job in the military, and they come back and just don't know what to do. What can we do to help them?
We would love for them just to walk into the office and say they need us. We have a great person who does the veteran affairs for OFTC. Her name is Debbie Garrett. She has that same passion and love for the students. And we do walk them hand in hand. We take care of those students. We offer other services for the students. We want to make sure that they are comfortable. We don't start them on a fast pace. The first thing we do is get to know the student first. And that's what I say about all the students. Let's get to know them first. Yeah. Let's not just say, I think you should do this, 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 and this. No. Who are you? Tell me. What do you want to do, James? Tell me about your family. And that's what I think the students love, because Mr. Keith know about their dog, know about, their mom, their child. I'm asking questions, and that's what we do for the military people.
And we do that for all students.
Yeah,
because if I come in and have no idea, I want to get a degree, I want to get an education, but I don't know what to do. And you can help us find that fit.
Right. And I do, because I actually just talk. I know some of my staff members be like, you're not going to never get anything done because you talk all the time, especially Emily. She's like, Dr. Adams, you need to submit something. I'm like, I know, it's coming. It is coming. But I have the student in my office now, and, so.
Hey, that's part of it.
Yes.
If you don't get to know people,
yeah.
It goes back to what you said earlier. By getting to know them, you can understand. You can get them in that right fit.
That's right.
So that it is so important. So you make sure Emily understands that.
I know, and that's why I love her so much because she does, because she knows that my heart is in the right place. So she give me a pass and say, okay, I know you'll get it to
And
me.
just so the viewers are in on this, Emily Rayleigh is behind the camera, so she's hearing this whole conversation. So we're actually picking on her a little bit, but anyway, just so everybody's in together here. But what about tutoring service, counseling, and career resources?
Now that is number one. We want all our students to pass, so we offering tutoring services from morning to evening. It's free. We have excellent tutors. Some of them are retired educators. They come back and they help our students. We have some staff that still want to go in and help. I help some of the students because that's just that passion.
Yeah.
You want to make sure the student come in and do what they need to do. We offer career and disability services. Sakita Brown and Lydia Barfoot, they're awesome. They work with our students. We give them tips on work ethics, which is so important, those soft skills that we have to provide. Because when one of our students leave, we want the community to know that we have trained them, not just to do the job, but they're going to have that integrity and character that all people want their employees to have.
Yeah, and I hear that all the time about OFTC, but those soft skills,
That's it.
Erdrich or Gayco or Valmira, to know those things, work ethic and getting to work on time and doing a good job.
That's
and,
right.
and those little things that, you might not have been taught growing up.
That's right.
You may have forgot them. You may think they don't matter, but they do matter. I'm setting myself up for failure on this next question, but what is the most fun about your job? This is going to take a while.
Yes, it's my students. It's my students. I say my students, my babies. I love them. I love on them. I love seeing them the first day when they come in and they don't have a clue, and then they don't talk, and the parents say, "Well, they shy." I said, they won't be for so long. They won't be for long. They gonna work with me, and they won't be shy, And for the parents to say, "Oh my God, my child have turned to 360." Like I know, they're hanging out with me.
Yeah.
So I love that.
That passion rubs off.
Yes, I love it, and I love seeing the students get involved in the student activities that are on campus. So, oh my God, seeing them grow, that makes a world of difference.
Last thing, a lot of people watching us now, and there's people out here that they have choices. There's other schools, universities, colleges, but why should that person watching us right now, why should they pick Oconee Fall Line?
Okay, James, because they are not going to have a Sakita.
Yeah. You heard it here first. It's breaking news.
That's it. But no.
No, yes, yeah.
But what other school is going to have the student body, the faculty, and the staff that have that culture of caring for their students?
Yeah.
We offer that. When I say I love my students, I love the faculty and staff here as well, and they know that. So that same love that I give to the students, I give to the faculty and staff, and that's what set us apart from other institutions. And when students come, they was like, "Oh my, we should have came here first." I'm like, "Yeah, you should have."
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, everybody makes
Yeah,
mistakes.
I'm like, it's okay. You here now.
Yeah.
You are here now. So that's what sets us apart.
Yeah, but that caring environment, I will tell you, that is the gospel here at Oconee Fall Line. I've been coming on campus for many, many years, and it's every department. It's everywhere you go. If you want to be a pharmacy tech or whatever you want to be, allied nursing program, people care. They want you to succeed, and they want you to have a job when you graduate. That alone is worth its weight in gold, because so many universities, not picking on anybody, but all they want you to do is come and get a degree or not get a degree or whatever, spend your money. But Oconee Fall Line invests in that student and wants them to hit the ground running when they get that degree, and use it and take that passion that they learn here and transfer it over to that employer.
That's right. You're correct.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you talking to me.
I appreciate you
I always
too.
enjoy talking to you.
Yes.
That's why I saved you for last.
I love it.
Yeah, I knew it was going to take a while.
I love it.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Dr. Sakitha Adams. She is the Vice President of Student Affairs here at Oconee Fall Line. Thank you, Michelle, Erica, and Dr. Adams for joining us today. And the number's right there on the screen. Call, come out and visit, take a tour of the campus, and be a part of the passion, the environment, the success here at Oconee Fall Line Technical College. Thank you so much for joining us today right here on TV 35.